I think he's one of the best heavyweights of all time, and his movement is so different. One of the things that was interesting, where they were talking about the fight, and AJ Tony Bellows was talking about when he fought him.
The big question looming over everything is who's stopping this guy? Who is going to stop Oleksandr Usyk?
Prime Usyk at cruiserweight or prime Holyfield at cruiserweight?
Usyk is just different. The fighters are different now. It used to be like skill, now it's more about conditioning.
You think so?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan recently called Oleksandr Usyk the greatest heavyweight ever. He couldn't say enough about Usyk's slick footwork and world-class talent. Rogan explained how Usyk messes with opponents mentally and physically by always keeping them unsure and off balance. And it's not like he's beating low-level fighters either. He's dominating the best guys in the division and doing it more than once. Rogan believes it's Usyk's intelligence and effortless movement that make him stand out.
Last Dubois fight.
Yeah. Was it crazy? I saw something the other day. It was like Usyk swimming 5 hours. I was like, oh my God.
He's an animal, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's so fucking good. He's so good. I mean, think about what that guy has done. He beat AJ twice. He beat Tyson Fury twice. And now he beat Dubois twice.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
No, it's incredible.
Those are two of the best, of this era. I think he's one of the best of all time. I really do. I think he's one of the best heavyweights of all time. And his movement is so different. One of the things that was interesting, where they were talking about the fight, and AJ Tony Bellows was talking about when he fought him, and AJ was saying that when he fought him, it was the most exhausted he's ever been, because he's always moving. There's no rest with him.
No rest.
There's
no
like
time
constant.
yeah.
There's constant twitching.
Under
so
fire the whole time.
you're constantly thinking, when is this coming? There's no silent agreements. There's no relaxation. There's no rounds off.
Yeah.
Everything is, he's putting it on you and moving constantly. Like I always say, he's like a giant Lomachenko.
Got it.
They were both trained by the same guy.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, Lomachenko's father trained Usyk as well.
Ah.
Yeah.
So there's something, something.
Obviously, gravity keeps him from moving the way Lomachenko does, because Lomachenko's so small.
Yeah.
He can like dance around you.
For sure.
In footwork, just majestic footwork. But Usyk's footwork is like, there's a bunch of breakdowns of the final combination that he hit Daniel with, and he steps off to the side and lands that fucking left hook from hell. God, it was good. You could see Daniel was already tired. You could see it. It's it's just dealing
There's
with
got to
that
be
movement.
something like, Lomachenko's dad, like some type of philosophy or something. You know what I mean? Like these guys just kind of tap into, because like to be a big guy, there's footwork and all that stuff. But I think, man, shout out to the coach,
it's skill, man. It's a skillful type of boxing.
Top-tier fighters look ordinary against you. That's when you start being seen as one of the best of all time. 2. These days, most boxing insiders agree Oleksandr Usyk has rightfully earned his place with the heavyweight greats. For a long time, names like Lennox Lewis, Larry Holmes, and Evander Holyfield stood alone. But now, Usyk's name sits right up there with them. Moving up from cruiserweight to heavyweight wasn't just a bold step, it was a historic one. He didn't just fit in with the big guys, he stood out. With sharp technique, a smart fighting mind, and the ability to beat top contenders.
Let's quickly have that conversation then about the best heavyweights of all time. Where? Because I know in your head you've done it already. I mean, you've done about 20,000 videos since the fight. One of those videos must be saying where he's ranked as an all-time top 10 heavyweight.
Oh, I think he has to be in the top 5, if not top 3. No, he has to be. He has to be. And
go on then, name him.
So Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
And I would actually probably say Oleksandr Usyk.
Yeah.
Just ahead of Larry Holmes.
Okay.
Just ahead of Larry Holmes.
Yeah.
I know, look, those two, Lewis and Ali, their resume speaks for itself. The world title fights, they speak for themselves.
I've sat with him and he has an aura.
You can tell that, even looking at my videos.
He walks different. In, dude, and you're like, okay, his eyes, they're this very like piercing, and you think, you feel like you are in the presence of something very, very special.
Usyk has stood across the ring from just about every top heavyweight out there. And in many cases, he's beaten them more than once. the current heavyweight scene might not be overflowing with fresh talent. So, Usyk has had to take on the same top-level fighters a few times. Even so, he's never looked slower or off his game. At this point, fans are struggling to name anyone who could really push him. Joseph Parker could be next, but the buzz around that matchup isn't as strong as it might have been before. Usyk's legacy is already rock solid. He's become undisputed in more than one weight division.
Quick feet, he's got some power, and he's got Andy Lee. Those things make that fight pretty intriguing.
I agree, and if he faces him, I think he again will be the heavy favorite. And let's assume he beats him. Do you retire? Do you take another lap around the same block?
Like you said, it's a young 38, and again, I know this is a money game, but the other young heavyweight that I like that's been on a very good run, and we've been impressed with them, Agit Kabayel. And now that's another relatively small heavyweight that's quick-fisted, and he knows how to operate inside. Again, he's already beaten Fury twice. He's fought Joshua twice. When we talk about trilogies, generally it's about 1-1,
right?
Not 2-0.
Exactly.
Although we just had one with Serrano and Taylor, but again, they have limited opposition. But there you have it. Oleksandr Usyk once again becomes undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. And rounding out Boxing Palooza 2025 from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas.
There's some talk going around about Joseph Parker possibly fighting Usyk next, but most people aren't seeing it as a big threat. Analyst Ade Oladipo even suggested a rematch with Derek Chisora. Not because Chisora might win, but because his tough, all-in style makes for a fun fight. Chisora knows how to sell a bout and get people watching, which is good for boxing. Still, Usyk is just operating on another level compared to guys like Parker or Chisora. Any future matchup will likely just remind fans how far ahead Usyk.
Then, well, here it is. Here's your world title shot. You're going to fight for a world title, right? But if you're Joseph Parker, and I spoke to Andy Lee, it isn't just a case of fighting for a world title. You want to fight the #1 for the world title, and that guy is Oleksandr Usyk. So, yeah, there must be loads of conversations going on right now. Loads of conversations. I did say this the other day, and I don't know, sometimes I'm like, you know, when I was in the ring and I was interviewing Oleksandr Usyk, I was desperate because of my love for Joseph Parker. I was desperate for Joseph Parker to get. I know he got in the ring after, but I'm talking about on the zone. So whilst everyone is still in the stadium and everyone's still tuned in, I was desperate for him to kind of just jump in the ring. I was desperate for him to do it. Chisora was trying to do it. So Chisora knows how to play the game. And as much as people are like, what's Chisora doing? Chisora won't get the fight, but that's kind of what you got to do. And I know people are like, well, 1 second, it's not like that. It's ranking. Well, no, it's not though, is it? Because, again, Oleksandr Usyk can vacate the belt. He can say no. You have to kind of do what Daniel Dubois did last time. Daniel Dubois, rightly or wrongly, got in the ring, pissed Usyk off. Usyk's like, okay, we'll fight then. Fuck it. This is what you're doing, dude. We'll fight. And I felt like there was a time where I wanted Joseph Parker to almost nudge me. And I'm telling you now, you know, we're kind of told not to give the mic. I don't know if you see, I always hold on to the mic. I would have given Joseph Parker the mic. And I would like Joseph Parker because there's a mean side to Joseph Parker. I think everyone sees the friendly side. I've seen the mean side. And I wanted Joseph Parker to say, I want my shot. You've been ducking me. All these things might not be true, but do it. Sell it. The crowd would have gone a bit wild, right? Because I think a lot of the crowd want Joseph Parker to get his shot. But that's not what happened. And all of a sudden, you're seeing Jake Paul in the ring doing a face-off. You're seeing all these, and I'm like, where's Joseph Parker? Where are you, Joseph?
Rising heavyweight Fabio Wardley had a strong message for anyone thinking about facing Usyk. The usual tactics won't work. Usyk's movement and defense are too sharp for simple jabs and basic routines. Wardley says you've got to be tough and unpredictable, mixing up your attacks using right hooks, left shots, and feints to throw him off. But even then, actually doing that in the ring is a whole different story. Once you're in there, most fighters find themselves swinging at air, while Usyk quietly takes charge of the space and tempo.
And then you found something. How difficult is it when your tactics aren't working, and they weren't working for Daniel? And look, I'm not comparing Oleksandr Usyk to Justis Huni, but you had to find something and you found it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that there was a level of belief
of I will find it. I can find the way. I will find the way, and maybe some kind of and stubbornness, especially from my part, probably of like, I'm not rolling over. I will find the way. Like, I will manage my way out of this situation. I will extend the alphabet past the letter Z until I find the right plan that works here, the right situation, the right combination, the right fund. I will exhaust all options, me personally, and it is a...
No, don't do this to us.
Stuff, and you're just going, your brain's going, this isn't working. Like, I don't know what you're on about. Like, it's not happening. It's not working. And then you have to get up and you have to G yourself up and get yourself going again. And
has often talked about how impressive Oleksandr Usyk is. He notes that Usyk started out much smaller than the giant heavyweights he's now outclassing. Even after moving up in weight, Usyk hasn't just kept pace, he's taken control. Rogan finds it amazing how Usyk handles these big men using skill and composure, not raw power. While others rely on strength and size, Usyk calmly breaks his opponents down piece by piece. Rogan says that's what makes him so special, a smaller man ruling the...
Usyk.
Yes.
I think he's incredible.
Incredible.
I mean, I've watched every one of his fights. That dude is on such a different level.
And he's smaller than everybody.
He's fighting giants.
He's fighting giants.
When you're fighting a guy who's 60 pounds heavier with 10-ounce, 12-ounce gloves, it makes such a world of difference. Trying to hurt
Especially
somebody.
when the guy is fucking Anthony Joshua, you know?
But please understand, Usyk fought at, I think, 75 when he started out. He's not a big frame guy.
He's like 225, 230 as a heavyweight.
220, not even 230.
Not big. Not big,
and that's
man.
a lot of...
By the way, that was Tyson's weight when he was in his prime, too.
Yeah.
There's something to be said for that, because a 220-pound man like Mike Tyson can knock out any human being that's ever lived.
Yeah, your jaw.
The amount of power he can generate is insane.
Former heavyweight champ Shannon Briggs made a comment that caught people off guard. He said if Usyk ever fought a prime Evander Holyfield, Usyk would win. Briggs believes Usyk has evolved past being just a skilled boxer. Now, he wins with incredible conditioning. Briggs explained that Usyk used to lean on footwork and angles, but now he wears fighters down with relentless pressure and stamina. Even when facing top opponents, Usyk keeps pushing until they fade. That, according to Briggs, is the difference. Usyk doesn't just
prime Usyk at cruiserweight or prime Holyfield at cruiserweight.
Usyk is just different. The fighters are different now. It used to be like skill, now it's more about conditioning.
You think so?
Yes, I know so. Because you can be skillful for 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds, but if that guy got that pressure on you and you can't stop it, it's like it's just running your machine too fast. Your machine, you're gonna lose, like you're gonna go down, and they still going up. Like Usyk, he's still going up. 12th round, he's strong as in the first round. He throwing punches like it's the first round. No one else has done that, been able to do that in the history of boxing.
How would you have fought Usyk?
I would have tried to knock him out. You know, but you see again. Me and my best, from my escape plan is, I'm boxing cool and relaxed. And I'm countering the heck out of him. And I'm also boxing.
Boxing great Roy Jones Jr. admitted he didn't expect Usyk to be so dominant. Talking about Daniel Dubois, he mentioned how Dubois' approach was too basic to bother someone like Usyk. Jones said a bigger heavyweight might beat Usyk, but only with an almost flawless strategy. You'd need to pressure him, keep changing things up, and stay in top shape. Otherwise, you've got no chance. Usyk is a master at picking up patterns. Once he figures you out, he makes you pay. So, if anyone hopes to beat him, it won't be by luck. It'll require something truly outstanding.
Alexander Usyk, what did you make of his display against Daniel Dubois last Saturday? It was something else, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was, but it was nothing less than I expected, because if you make a guy quit with a jab, Spencer, you know this, if you make a guy quit with a jab, how is that guy ever going to beat you? You understand me? I mean, that's just what the real facts are. Not that the kid hadn't got a little bit better. He got a little more confidence because he had a win over Joshua, which was good, but confidence is just not enough to beat a guy like Usyk. You got to have some technique. You got to have some grit. You can't lose to him with a jab and think you're going to beat him. It's not going to work.
Well, you was a smaller guy that went up and won the world heavyweight title, one of the only ones to do that from middleweight up to heavyweight. You know, how does someone beat Oleksandr Usyk? Is it the smaller guy? Is it the guy that's coming up in the weight divisions, you know, as opposed to the bigger heavyweights?
No, the bigger guys could beat him. Just gotta have the right fight plan. None of these guys fighting with the right fight plan, and I'm not gonna tell them the right fight plan because that's not my job to do. But you gotta have the right fight plan to fight with. If you don't have the right fight plan, he's gonna destroy you.
Even celebrity chef and big sports fan Gordon Ramsay had something to say about Usyk's amazing run. Ramsay asked the same thing a lot of people are wondering, who can stop this guy? Usyk has already taken down some of the biggest names of this generation, Joshua, Dubois, and more, and sometimes twice. When he gets a second shot at someone, he comes back even better. That shows just how much he controls the sport. Ramsay's comments echo what many are thinking. No one's entering the ring thinking they'll win. These days, just surviving the fight feels like a win. That's how far ahead you...
At Wembley Stadium, Gordon Ramsay, what a stunning win for Oleksandr Usyk tonight against our very own Daniel Dubois.
Extraordinary. I mean, there's no stopping this man. 38 years of age, and he's got the cardio of a 21-year-old. Extraordinary. Super strong on the jab, super defensive, but just even the dummies, that's what threw Daniel off. And 2 cracking shots there in the 5th. So, yeah, listen, great night for boxing. But the big question looming over everything is, who's stopping this guy? Who is going to stop Oleksandr Usyk?
His last 6 fights have had 2 wins against Dubois, 2 wins against Fury, and 2 against Joshua. It's phenomenal. You're right, who is going to stop him? Could Tyson Fury come out of alleged retirement to beat him in a trilogy? Who knows?
Listen, that would be extraordinary if Tyson did that. But you've got to change your game. You've got to up it. This guy is just extraordinary. We haven't witnessed this in decades. So, you know, we're talking cruiserweight, you know, and he's dominating heavyweight. What does that say? So, thank God he's not in the cruiserweight division anymore.
Tony Bellew, who once fought Usyk, gave an honest take about what it was like. He said that for the first 6 rounds, he felt like he was doing well, maybe even ahead. But then came round 7, and it all changed. Suddenly, he hit a wall. Not from one big shot, but from the constant pressure and movement. That, he said, is Usyk's real weapon. He doesn't rush for the knockout. He wears you down slowly. Joe Rogan also recalled how Anthony Joshua said after their fight that it was the most exhausting match he'd ever had. Not from heavy punches, but because Usyk never stops moving. No resting, no slowing down, no time to catch your breath. That kind of pace breaks a fighter both mentally and physically. By the time they realize what's happening, they're already drained and behind on points. That's why Rogan says Usyk is so dangerous. He keeps the pressure high and never runs out of gas. 11. Usyk once spoke about what keeps him pushing forward. He said,
one of the things that was interesting, they were talking about the fight, and AJ was saying that when he fought him, it was the most exhausted he's ever been. Because he's always moving. There's no rest with him.
No rest.
There's
no
like
time.
constant,
Yeah.
there's constant twitching.
Under fire the whole time.
you're constantly thinking, when is this coming? There's no silent agreements. There's no relaxation. There's no rounds off.
Yeah.
Everything is, he's putting it on you and moving constantly. Like I always say, he's like a giant Lomachenko.
Got it.
They were both trained by the same guy.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, Lomachenko's father trained Usyk as well.
Ah.
Yeah. He's so good. I mean, think about what that guy has done. He beat AJ twice. He beat Tyson Fury twice. And now he beat Dubois twice. That's crazy.
No, it's incredible.
Those are 2 of the best, like, of this era. I think he's one of the best of all time.
training isn't about how he feels. It's about showing up every day and putting in the work. That's what helped him rise through the ranks and stay at the top. While other fighters wait for the right mood, Usyk just sticks to the grind. He says success isn't only about talent, it's about staying consistent. And every time he steps in the ring, he proves that's true.
Listen, bro, I don't have motivation, I have discipline. Motivation, it's temporary. Today you have motivation, tomorrow wake up early, you don't have motivation. But when I wake up early morning in training, I never have motivation. I have only discipline, because when I wake up, my team too wake up and we go to training. But I don't have motivation. I today not go to training. No, bro, I don't know. Motivation is good, but discipline is be better.